Welcome to the lair of the almighty Charizard. Charizard token. You read that right. Hey everybody, this token has been on my radar for a while now, and I'm curious about it because of a few reasons, and so I'll be taking a look at that. But the first thing I want to point out to you, I want to always share this at the beginning of every video, is that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research before investing your hard-earned money. So this is another typical meme token, but with an interesting twist, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But as always, I just want to be clear with you as to what I'm doing. I'm trying to present an unbiased analysis for both short-term and long-term prospects with this token. I will be looking at the tokenomics, I'll be looking at the white paper, I'll be looking at the dev team, the whales, and the community. And so starting with the tokenomics, this is pretty typical of a deflationary meme token. So I'm at the white paper as well, so I guess I'm covering two bases at the same time. But looking at this, NFTs, deflationary auto staking community. So what does that mean for tokenomics? The Charizard token is a deflationary cryptocurrency. A 5% tax is applied to each transaction made using CHZ006. It makes use of what we call the smart burning system, which is typical of any meme token. There's nothing particularly special about this, but 2% of each transaction is burned, and 3% then is distributed among current holders, so their holdings will increase. I do like this model in general. A lot of the coins that I've reviewed, the tokens I've reviewed, have similar tokenomics in the sense that they start out at a set supply, and that supply will decrease more and more over time, basically into perpetuity. So I prefer that over Dogecoin. Dogecoin they print 10,000 new coins a minute, and that 14.4 million a day, and that also continues into perpetuity. So theoretically, the supply of Dogecoin will increase forever. And it's different with deflationary meme coins like Charizard. The supply decreases, which in the long run, as long as the volume is there and people are buying and selling, that can only be a good thing for the price. So long term, it depends on the community. There may be several of these coins because so many have come out that will die and they'll never be resurrected. This one seems to have some things going for it, so I'm reserving judgment a little bit for certain things. And in one regard, I want to know more about the team, and I want to see a more developed white paper. This is a 6-page white paper that's basically a PDF, a little report. I want to see more details about what they're looking forward to in the future. Now, the really interesting thing with this is their NFTs. And so our end goal is to create an ecosystem of Pokemon NFTs. We will be creating multiple NFTs for all original 151 Pokemon. People will be able to buy and sell them using CHZ006, which will reward holders because more tokens will be getting burned and distributed. So not only with buying the token will there be that 5% tax, but with buying NFTs. And so that's interesting to me because obviously a lot of people are going to bring up, well, what about copyright? They by no means do they claim to be the copyright owners of Pokemon, and yet they're creating Pokemon NFTs. And they do have a statement about that on their website, claiming that that what they're doing is totally legal, it's perfectly fine. When I first read that, I was skeptical, but it really depends on, if they were United States developers, I would be a little bit hesitant. And that's why I want to know more about this dev team. Where are they? Because I think in the United States or Japan or something like that, this could come back to bite them in the rear. And maybe not, maybe they know better than I do, but it kind of reeks of something where they could get sued pretty badly depending on what country they're in. But if they're in countries that don't have any copyright laws, perhaps this is something that will be perfectly fine. I suppose you would get away with selling a regular piece of art if you drew or painted Charizard on a fabulous landscape and you tried to sell that wouldn't be a problem. So why not with NFTs? I just haven't done enough research about this. They seem to be pretty confident. So take that for what you will. Again, do your own research before investing your hard-earned money in this. But if this is a thing that has a future, then this is a compelling reason to get in on the ground level. So here's an example of an auction, I guess, that they're having right now. This is just on the white paper, so this isn't live, but there are probably links available to, there will be links available to auctions. I believe that these links start in 3 days or so from the recording of this video. And so Carmelian. I'm not a huge Pokemon guy, but here's an idea. You could place a bid. You bid your Charizard tokens, and you get this NFT in return. So there is potential, and maybe there's some hope with that. It's an interesting spin on the whole on the community aspect of it, and I think that they do have the potential to attract some developers. And so the community is our super strength. I mean, that's absolutely the case with any meme coin. You've got to see the community. You've got to see how well that community is buzzing. Check out their Telegram, check out their Reddit, check out the Twitter page, see how many followers the Twitter account has. It really depends on that. Any coin like this that's early on is going to have an initial pump, and it's going to look like there's a dump, but then there's just kind of a, we'll see what happens after that. And what else? So the dev team on their website, we don't see much about the team. You can message them on Telegram, and that is it. I would love, and again, I'm holding out judgment until I have access to their LinkedIn profiles or something other than, all right, we see James, we see .com, Caesar, and Melissa. And if you were to click down here, you would click on their telegrams where you can message them. And that's the extent of the interaction you have with them. I want to know, especially if you had a LinkedIn profile, like what your work history is, what your history with building up businesses is, just so I could gain more confidence on that. And I'm willing to, for the short term, give them a pass on that because of how new this coin is. I'm sure that this will be more and more in development. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the whales. We can see on BSC scan, and I would recommend for any token before you buy it, checking out BSC scan. You can see holders, 2,289 addresses. That's pretty small. A market cap of 4 million, current price of 15 cents, 15.2 cents. And so I'm seeing here with the whales, I'm seeing that the biggest owner of this owns 5% of the coins. That's not all that bad. And we're seeing plenty of, 4, 3%, 2%, 1%, etc. And one thing that I find very interesting about this, and actually very intriguing, is on PancakeSwap, there are only 1.96% of the total supply available. That's very low, which means that as long as people are buying and holding this coin and not selling, that this price is going to shoot up like crazy. Now, there's always going to be people taking profits, but the fact that a lot of these other coins that I've seen have upwards of 50% on PancakeSwap, that means that there's only 1.96% of the supply available for sale. That means any small purchase is going to have a pretty big price impact on it. So we'll see. The two biggest holders, I've just taken a look at them. The biggest one has started to take some profits. 13 hours ago, sold 95,000 coins. And if you compare that to their total supply, they have 1.5 million. So they've really only sold a little bit of that. That's a bullish, somewhat bullish thing. This could always turn on a dime with this. But let's see. The second biggest one has only been buying and stopped buying 3 days ago, but hasn't sold. And so I think you would see with these whales, you would see if you could click on these, more price action on the inside than the outside, which is a good sign for moving forward. Now, looking at the price chart, it is definitely moving up, and it was trading sideways for several days, and all of a sudden, finally, it's moving up. And so what is causing this price increase all of a sudden? I don't know for sure. I would be a little bit nervous about getting in now because anyone who's bought in the last Oh man, up until yesterday is looking at something like an 8x right now. And so are those hands going to remain strong, or they're going to be looking at this and being like, I want to take some profits? I would think that some people seeing an 8x on their return would be thinking that it's time to take some profits. With that being said, what is causing this sudden price increase after several days of trading flat? My guess would be that it might have something to do with the NFTs that are being released, and that there's a lot of excitement in the community about the NFTs. And if that's the case, then in a few days, you're going to see this price look much higher. So as far as buying now, I mean, anytime I see a huge green candle like what I'm seeing now, this price has gone up from 16 to 17 cents as I'm talking about it and looking at this chart. I would get a little bit nervous about buying right at this instance, but um, we'll see. We will see. I do wonder. I don't have any currently, but I do wonder if there would be attractive entry points in the future. My big thing that I say with every video where I review a coin is, what is this going to look like in 2023? Is the volume going to be somewhat strong? Is it going to be there? Is it going to is there, if this exists 5 years from now, the price will be much higher than it is right now. If it doesn't, then you know it's a hit or miss. And so my mentality with meme coins is I want to spread out as much as possible into like 10 or even 50 different meme coins, just to be sure, because I think even if 10% of those coins see the kinds of returns that Dogecoin has had since they launched, then I will be doing very well for in 8 years from now. So Charizard is intriguing in that regard. If I didn't think that it had any kind of a future, I wouldn't be making a video like this. But I'm going to be keeping my eyes on this. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you like the direction with this coin, or do you see any red flags that perhaps I haven't mentioned yet? I'd love to hear that. So thank you for watching another video, and I hope you have a great day, great rest of your week. Peace.